Okay, it is December 17th. This is KMT Line update number 16. And it is very cold out in the garage, so there'll be no update. There have been no work on the Jody Junction layout. Just too cold. Inside here, inside the house with the Waterman Junction layout, I have finished up the tunnel, wall, and portal. I've attached them. They are now glued down. I started to do a little bit of ballasting, just a very light thing of ballasting, just to see where things were inside the tunnel portal. And then I also did some scenery work. I have to admit, this is the very first time I have done any scenery. Although this is my third and fourth layouts, the first two never got far enough to do any kind of scenery work, so this was a first for me. Basically, it's just large clump foliage and small stuff, coarse foliage from Woodland Scenics. Just like everybody else, slathered some glue on there and started laying things down. Then soaked it with water and isopropyl alcohol, and then dribbled more watered down glue on there, and there we are. My first attempt, and it's not that bad. It looks pretty good. Pardon me. For the other stuff, I do have the wiring. As I said before, wiring is done on this. I still don't have the switches put in for these two tracks that'll be switched. For when my DC operation, I store a couple of engines here. I can keep them off. Or if I go DCC, I can still switch the engines off. One of the things I did was, pardon the movement, but I mounted the power supply off on the side here. I hung it on the side here. And that is my Raspberry Pi, my Arduino with a motor control and the power supply on a board. And so it's there, and it's connected to the main bus. And so I've left it DCC++ for a while because I've been playing around with that Kato 11-104 motor chassis with the Digitrax DCC decoder and their stay alive or keep alive circuit added. So I've just been playing around with it. But I can use the switch the Arduino over to DC software, and then I can run my DC engines in here. So this is the east end of the layout. It's pretty much going along. I'm not going to go much farther until I start laying out what buildings I'm going to have here and how they're going to go. And then I'll start doing some more scenery work, laying some ballast and stuff like that. So that's it for the east end. Let's move to the center here. Let me rearrange things so I can show you something else. Okay, this is the little scratch-built narrow gauge boxcar that I was working on the last few weeks. And I finally finished up all the detail work on it. Put the handbrake on it, the brake wheel, and finished up with the little bit of the painting, the coloring, a little bit of detail work, and a little bit of weathering, not a lot. But I'm going to call this guy done. I like the way it looks. It looks pretty good right now. So it's a done one. And the plans worked out really well. So I'll continue to use those plans as I build a few more boxcars to add to the fleet. But looks good, and I like it. Okay, the other thing that I was working on is this little caboose. It's a KD plastic logging caboose, and I thought it was a cool looking little kit, so I purchased it. And it's all plastic. The wheels or the windows frames, the door, and the truck is metal. Looks like it's a cast metal, as well as the smokestack, the pipe. And rest of it's all plastic. Went together really well. I didn't rush it. I just took my time on it and had fun with it. I like the way it turned out. It looks pretty good. This is adding to my caboose fleet because I only have one other caboose, standard gauge caboose. So this will add to that. It is a standard gauge HO scale caboose, and it'll run on the layout outside, and it looks pretty good. I think I might take this idea and try scratch building one, kind of along the same lines. Maybe a few changes and stuff, but looks pretty good. And it was a fun kit. Well, there we are. Now let's move on to the west side of the layout, and I'll show you what I've got going on over there. Okay, so for the west end, now I always planned on having industry across here, and that mock-up right there kind of looks like what I'll do. I'll probably redo that much like I did this. What I wasn't too sure about is what I was going to do at the far west end. And this is a main line going out. I wanted something that would, kind of take your attention away from the fact that, it runs into a wall. So I mocked this up, and what I may end up doing is putting something like that there. My idea is that this building is the KMT Line headquarters, main building, and this is actually the rear of the building. This will be the employee entrance, because I'm going to have a repair shed here, kind of a storage area here, and a little bit more storage area here, or area for moving cars for trains in and out. But this will definitely be a repair shed, so there will be a small open structure building right here. And so it won't totally block this, but it'll add some more depth and character to this area. All I did was, with this, I took my paint program, drew it up using the doors and windows that I currently have, measured them all out, and put this in place. It may change. I may change the window sizes, window positions. I'll, obviously add more detail to the final product, downspouts, drain pipes. And since this will stick out a little ways, I'll be able to add some vents and stuff at the top on the roof. Now what my plan right now is I'll probably use this material. This is a paper brick, HO scale paper brick. It is the aged factory brick from Micromark. I'm not too keen on the paper stuff because it's not going to allow me to do a whole lot of painting on it. So the aged factory looks kind of good, looks all right, but it's going to look more new than what I really like. But we'll see how that turns out. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do for the west end. Probably one of the things I'll do is I'll probably do this over here, mock up what I want along here, along the two industries here, just so I have a really good idea of how things will be spaced out and how boxcars will be placed along here for, movement of boxcars and stuff. So that's really it. That's Waterman Junction, December 17th, update number 16. For those of you who watched and put up with this for the entire time, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Everybody have a very Merry Christmas and a very, very safe New Year's. Hopefully next year we'll get a whole lot better. Again, thank you for watching, and please take care. Bye.